Greetings and welcome to another Lessons with Odin. Today I'm going to show you a little bit about wire wrapping. I've got a lot of requests to do some wire wrapping tutorials, and I'm going to admit, my wrapping skills are actually not that great. I don't have too much experience with it, but I do a basic cage wrappy thing that I'll share with you guys. It's another one of those things where I have so many irons in the fire and I have to pick out which ones I want to actually work with and stuff like that. So the bead weaving kind of got most of the attention. But this technique is actually best suited for rough cut crystals and irregular shapes and stones that don't really have a nice way to bezel them. So you just kind of trap it in there and see where that gets you. And since I don't have one of those on hand, I'm just going to use a shitty-ass resin piece that I don't care about. So here's my shitty-ass resin piece. You are going to need your shitty-ass piece that you're going to wrap. Some wire. I recommend between 24 to 28 gauge wire. 26 is probably your best bet, though. So if you get that, it doesn't attract too much away from the pendant and such. Need a set of pliers. Now, this is an instance of do as I say, not as I do, because I kind of recommend you have a set of pliers just for wire wrapping and stuff. That you dip into this plastic dip stuff and coat your wires with, so that you don't scuff up your really nice fancy gemstone. Yeah. Round nose pliers for making round shapes, chain nose pliers for making chain shapes. Yeah, never mind. Angles. And a pair of cutters to cut. Don't coat these in plastic, because then they won't cut. So, to start off, you will need 2 lengths of wire, 2 to 3 times longer than the pendant, or somewhat. I don't know. I don't measure things. Get rid of that. So, kind of bend out any sharp edges because you don't want that in your hands impaling it. That's not fun. So I've got my 2 lengths. I'm going to take somewhere generally in the center. Actually, it kind of depends on what your piece is shaped like. If you have a really wide bottom, you're going to kind of want to cage it so that you envelop the corners. For a rough piece like this, you can kind of see what I've done here is I've made a small little basket because the end is pointed so that it kind of sits in there and doesn't go very far. I'll show you both techniques. Since this one's square, what I'm going to do is start off by crossing them, my 2 wires in the center, or as close as the center as you can get, and twisting them. Like so. These are great for the wide ones, because what I'm going to do is sit the wire directly on the bottom, and we can play with it from here. Now for this pointy-ended basket cage thing, I don't know what to call that. Nest, nuzzle, cuppage, bustier, wire bustier. We'll go with that. I'm going to show you with another set of wires. So for making a little cage thing, we're going to do something similar. We're going to try to guesstimate the width of the bottom of our piece, and we will make 1 cross in one section, twist it around twist it around like that, then we will make another cross a little bit further down the road, so we have this little open loop in the center that we can nestle our point inside. Like that. And then we can continue our wrap. On to the broad pendant, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fan out the 4 wires, like so. I'm going to hold the center cross in place and fold over how I like, so that it kind of sits like that. Now, I'm going to drape my wires on both sides over the corner here, because I have 2 working on each side. So I'm going to basically wrap over the corner here, cross them, and do a little bit of a twist. 2 or 3 times like that. On that side. Repeat with the other side. We're going to cross them over. Once. Twist them over. Once, twice, 3 times, if we feel like it. So now we're left with some serious cuppage going on with the copper. If I pull it out, that is what we've got. A little tiny cage, basket, underwear thing. I'm going to keep pressure on this so we maintain the shape. Now I'm going to take the 2 inner sides that are facing the front, cross them over the front of the piece. Do another twist deal, like that, a couple of times, like that, and repeat on the back for the other side. Now, it's all up to you how much you do this and what distance you go, depending on how much effort you want to really take on this thing. I think I'm going to do it once more, so I'm going to pass it over back to our sides where they meet. I'm going to take both right hand wires, twist them up a couple times, both left hand wires, twist them up a couple times to kind of secure it in place. Now from here, it's pretty much probably decided that I should probably end my piece so that I can hang it. So I will take the wires on the top, bend upward to form a little hook, take these 2 wires, wrap them around. And if I had more length on this, I would probably make little decorative spirals here and there. But I think I'm just going to wrap it tight and cut them short. Like that. I'm going to pinch the wires a little bit so they don't stab me when I wear it. Then with these other ends, whoop, we'll address that. With these other ends, I'm just going to form a loop, but before we do that, I'm going to address this because it's annoying. Alright. Now you can kind of futz with it and play with it how you want to kind of tighten it up a little bit if you're having loose areas. So what we do is we take our chain nose pliers, we grip a segment anywhere we want, and we just twist to form little organic shapes. Like this formed a little lightning bolt thing. If you want weird, curly, swirly things, use a pair of round nose pliers instead for more extreme shape if you want. But we keep doing that. Pull it up, twist it around. This is exactly why you want some rubber-coated pliers, because you will definitely scratch up your pendant if you do not. Do it in the front, pinch it a lot. Resin is very slippery. Go nuts with it. You can do 1 twist, you can do 2 twists, 3 twists. Oh, maybe even 4 twists. Like that. Just anywhere you think you need some work. Do the same for the back side. Tighten all that shit up. Pinch it down. Squish it. Twist it. Twist and squish it. Change directions. My cat is hungry. Like that. Now it's really secure on there. And then you can even play with that. Since I've got 2 loops, I can even do some weird things here. Now all we gotta do is finish up our loop. So I'm just gonna do a basic loop with here. Pull it up. Fold it around. Again, I could put more spirally, swirly bits here if I really wanted to, but I don't want to because I don't have any wire left. And there we go, a basic cage wrap. Over time you'll get better practice and you'll be able to twist these a lot neater and stuff. I wasn't really paying much attention to it, but yeah. You have this really cool lightning bolt shape that goes over your pieces. And it's just a really nice if you find a piece of stone from somewhere that you really, really like and don't know what to do with, or don't want to do anything complicated with it, this is a good technique to use. But anyway, that's about all I've got for this Lessons with Odin. And I can do a few other things with wire wrapping, not too much, I'm afraid. I'm not very advanced with anything besides, links and, eye pins and wrapping and stuff like that. So, I did a tutorial on making links and stuff, but it's very old, and I did it with a very shitty camera. So if you guys want me to redo that, I would be glad to redo that one, because I kinda was wanting to do that one again, because it's a very basic skill that a lot of jewelry makers need to know. But anyway, that'll be it for this edition of Lessons with Odin, I think. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and of course, if there's anything that I need to be trying out right now, feel free to leave me a comment down below, and I will see you next time.